Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We have Jody Roberts with us, Lori from The Way of Positive Change, Ona from Ona's Tarot, Adrian from Red Lentil Healing, Johnny, of course, you know, from Tarot's Apprentice, and Tony from Shining Hawk Healing. And thank you to all the early donators. We are raising funds tonight for World Central Kitchen. That's Chef Jose Andres' charity. He's at the border in Poland. They also have kitchens set up in Moldova and different places around for the refugees. So how is everybody tonight?
Good.
Good.
Great.
Everybody's all
Good.
chatty till we go live and all.
I'm trying to read the comments. I won't read the comments. But good. It's been an emotional week.
It has.
It's been an emotional week. There's no, there's ups and downs, just like kind of the weather's been. Like one day it's beautiful, the next day it's snowing, and that's exactly how you feel, And then we're doing daylight saving tonight. So
that or why my face looks like this, because I'm like, I'm about to lose an hour of sleep.
I forgot about that.
In the next several months, I am going to be the Wicked Witch of the West, and it's just going to be rough.
What a world.
That's quite a picture you painted there, Adrian.
Can we watch?
Are you sure you want to be the Wicked Witch?
That's the most polite phraseology.
Hey, man.
For the next couple months.
Elphaba was the coolest witch. The Wicked Witch of the West was misunderstood and the coolest witch.
Okay.
See, that does actually reflect, because people are like, you're just really mean and you're this and why, and I'm like, no, I lost an hour of sleep and I'm just
I can't catch up.
Okay, who got 9 inches of snow? Holy mackerel. I thought 4 was good.
We had snow. We were like high today was like 18 degrees out here in the burbs. Tomorrow we're going to be like 57.
Wow.
Crazy weather.
Yeah, I don't miss Chicago weather at all. I know you're in Chicago, Ona, huh?
It's weirder, Tony. It doesn't apply to the rules it did 10 years ago.
No.
It doesn't. It's every year is different.
It's interesting when you do get out and see people and stuff. All they are talking about is Ukraine and what's going on, and I'm finding people are almost feeling guilty for like laughing or getting their energy up a little bit. And I just wanted to remind everybody tonight that's watching, it's good to keep our energy up. We know it's a very rough time overseas and for the Ukrainian people, but it's good to keep your energy up in the collective. So don't be afraid to laugh or don't feel guilty for having a good time or sharing things with friends or family.
Can I add to that, Jen? I saw somebody the other day get absolutely mad at somebody else for laughing at a joke or for just trying to, breathe through something. And don't get mad when people can see when people actively choose to see the silver lining. Some people, humor is the only coping mechanism they have. They're going through really foul stuff on top of everything else that's going on in the world. So just let's be kind to one another right now. Be kind to yourself and be kind to one another. If somebody can smile and laugh right now, that doesn't mean they're heartless. They're just choosing to vibrate higher, choosing to use that laughter to break through the gritty, grind, nasty frequencies that are going on right now.
Yeah.
How many times do you see people laughing at funerals, where they're breaking through the grief and sorrow with laughter?
My family is Irish. We laugh at all funerals.
There you go. Happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way, Joe.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah,
Patrick's Day.
they dyed the River Green today. Last year they dyed it, but they didn't have the parade in Chicago. This year they had the parade again.
Cool.
It's a vegetable dye. by the
That's
way.
my daughter's birthday, March 17th.
My mom's birthday.
So that
She
was
said-
hard getting to the hospital on St. Patty's Day.
In Chicago? Were you in
No,
Chicago?
I was in New York, Manhattan. Hard.
I had to take my daughter to the emergency room one year on St. Patrick's Day in the city at Illinois Masonic, and the whole emergency room was green people, green clothes, green vomit, just green, like everywhere, painted faces, and it was just unbelievable. I thought about that today. I'm like, wow. I can't believe that it was just crazy that night.
Yeah, it's always when I was there, it was always crazy, especially on the north side. It's vomit, green vomit
Everywhere. Yeah. No, it's true. Because they make big green beer, they dye beer. So people consume, like, this is a huge drinking holiday.
Yeah, it is.
And, that's the result.
Probably why I've been sober 36 years.
Not fun.
There you go.
So Johnny came up with a list of questions for us, and I'm going to do part of them now and part of them maybe midway through the stream. But let's just go around the room here and talk about the first one. What are you currently most grateful for? Jody, we'll start with you. What are you most grateful for?
I am grateful. I'm going to show a picture of what I'm grateful for. The fact that I have a little bit more time staring at that.
Oh,
I have been in this house for just a year, and the lake was a surprise, and the house is broken, so he's going to sell it and I need to move out. But I'm very grateful to live on water like this. It's my first time. So it's just every time I see it, I say thank you. I'm constantly saying thank you.
it looks like a professional photography picture.
Yeah, it's like the camera through a very dirty window. Bird poop all over the window. So that's my gratitude.
Lori, what are you grateful for today?
When I read through these questions, I thought I'm very grateful for our community, for all of you, for the opportunity to be here with all of you, for you hosting, Jen, and to be a part of this, to raise money and help the people that we care about. And that's very exciting, and I'm really grateful for it.
Thank you. Ona, what are you grateful for today?
I thought about this too, and I have to say, I'm grateful for my freedom. I'm so grateful for my freedom. I'm grateful that I can get in my car and drive to Burger King, get fries because I'm craving them, and be able to do things like that without having to be scared. Right? My freedom I hugely value that.
Yeah. What are you grateful for, Adrian?
I am grateful. The past couple weeks have been very challenging, and I have had a lot of support. And I don't typically let people in. I'm the one that's laughy, jokey, but I keep things very personal. I'm gonna get emotional. Even this morning, Tony even sent me an email, hey, checking in on you. How are you doing? And I've never even met her in person, and so many people have been showing me graciousness and kindness. And it is that selflessness of checking in on someone and supporting them that is what keeps the frequency going and keeping this world, even though it seems like it's crappy, it just seems like it's crappy. It really is not. We have so much to be grateful for and so much positive that's going, even in what it seems like it's chaos. It's really just another stepping stone in life. And so just that graciousness and gratefulness of the people that have really taken the time to check in on me and make sure that I am stable is just what I'm so grateful for.
It's been amazing, this community, the friendships that have come out of it, even though we've never met. It's just been amazing, the friendships that have developed. Johnny, what are you grateful for?
Perspective. From my perspective, I was asked today, if she's in the chat, I won't call her name though. Do I feel a sense of dread about, everything that's going on? And no, I don't. I do feel for people. I do have compassion for people, but there's always some hurt somewhere in the world, whether it's highlighted on the news 24 hours a day or not. If you have the capacity, the will, the want, the desire to pray for the Ukraine, awesome. But remember those who are not in the news. Pray for them too. So perspective, that although the world is never perfect, it is not the worst either, especially for first world people. We have, oh, my bill is due, and oh, my feet hurt, and oh, that's acorns next to someone's mountain. So perspective, I'm very grateful for it.
Tony, what are you grateful for?
Well, I'm always just eternally grateful. First thing in the morning when I open my eyes, the first thought I have is I'm grateful for this day. And I have a flower of life cutout thing on my wall, and I always look to that first thing in the morning, and I say to myself, or to my body, set my body in perfect order. I am grateful for my health, for my wealth, and for my family. So those are the things that I'm grateful for.
Well, I am grateful for all these wonderful readers here tonight with me. We've already raised in the first 12 minutes $1,300. Thank you for your donations. I'm grateful to all our subscribers who are joining us. To those who can give, thank you. To those who aren't in a place that they can give, thank you for joining us. That's contributing also. I'm very grateful to my friends. Whenever we're going through difficult times like this, it's nice to have friends that you can vent things out with, or change the subject and talk about something else. But in watching these refugees leaving their homes and separating families and everything and friends, I just really appreciate the roof over my head. And I go to the refrigerator and there's food in my fridge, and I've got a dresser I keep my clothes in, and a closet, and I'm not wheeling whatever I can in a piece of luggage. So I'm just grateful for the comforts of home right now. And I think maybe Jody will take this time to do a little sound bath to get our heart centers opened up. Oh, and readers, if you'll mute your microphone, because when she does this, it will echo.
Okay, everybody start with a hand on your heart center and take a deep breath. And just follow the sound of the heart bowl into your heart chakra and into your heart. And breathe. And breathe with gratitude that we can breathe. And breathe into the gratitude that we each expressed, and many of you in the chat expressed. And once that is anchored in your body, breathe it from your heart to your head. As heart and head connect and come into harmony, breathe that through your entire body. physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Take care of yourself first. And if you have any left over, broadcast that out the front and the back of your heart chakra and offer it up as a broadcast to whomever may need it, here or in Europe or anywhere else. And then bring yourself back into your room.
Thank you, Jody. So, since we just went around the room and talked about what we were grateful for, can we ask Spirit for a message of gratitude? What is Spirit grateful for? And thank you, Johnny, for these wonderful questions.
You're muted, Lori.
Jody, you want to start?
Okay. I pulled two cards. One peacock. Johnny's going to teach me how to do this yet. Peacock spirit, which in this deck calls Let It Shine. In my training, this is the phoenix that rises from the ashes of the really hard ritual deaths, like the one we're in, and is reborn as something this magnificent and beautiful. So Spirit is saying that's what we're doing. And then the second card was White Buffalo, which is very much about abundance and caring for everybody in the tribe, in the community, in the good way. So that's what I got from Spirit.
Lori, what did you get?
I got that Spirit is very grateful each time a person seeks to take the road less traveled. Seeking a higher vibration, a higher meaning for life.
Mm-hmm. Una, what did you get?
I got that it's a karmic time. That we're laying a karmic foundation right now. And then I get like 9 of Pentacles, which is, and this is neat because it's talking to the animals. In this deck, it's not just 9 of Pentacles, but it's communicating with other tangible things. And we need to learn how to do that. That's what I'm getting.
Adrian, what did you get?
I read what Spirit's grateful for, what message Spirit wants to give. It is grateful for the support that we give to each other and to Mama Earth, to Spirit itself. That when things are chaotic with the 9 of Swords, we find new ways to create and rejuvenate hope and create new opportunities with the Empress and the 9 of Swords. Just kind of this new way So it's this new way of thinking when things seem bleak. And that supportive energy that we continue to provide.
Johnny, what did you get?
I think only your microphone's by your speakers. That's why it's echoing. That's what happened last time anyway.
There
We
you
have
go.
a magician and resistance. There is power and strength and power and security in that power. So for all of those out there, there is a will that you have. You're going through the hardest of times. There's a will that you have, a will to secure actions, a will to take action. So be grateful for that. It may sound like a little thing that you can get up and do, but the fact that you can get up and do anything is something to be grateful for. So just keep that in mind.
Tony, what did you get?
I got that. This is a passage. What's going on for us now is we are moving through this passageway of into this transformation, and the guides are like, Jen, Jen Lynn, just so that you know, it's for you.
Oh. Well, I get there grateful for the wisdom within that we have. That even though and there's a time is relevant. Even though things seem to be moving slowly, it gives us time to take wisdom within, and we have abundance around us if we're only appreciative of it and see that the good news that's happening every day, the unity that is coming together. And then I get that they're grateful for the strength of the warriors of light. So try to stay in the light, guys. So what are you currently working on or focused on, Jody?
I have been focused, and I'm echoing.
Yeah.
I've been focused on really remembering a gratitude practice so that I can radiate that out into the field to help what's going on in Ukraine. Just the simple thing, which has been mentioned in here, I have a place to live and I can get in my truck and go wherever I want, and I have food and air to breathe and nobody's bombing my house. And, that kind of thank you for the things I take for granted, and let me broadcast that thank you out in the world.
Lori,
That's what I'm working on.
what are you currently working or focused on?
I think it goes back to what I saw for what Spirit is grateful for. It's when people turn away from the everyday things and, the stuff of life and take that higher road. I'm always working on a gratitude list. I always have a gratitude journal going on, but I'm seeking even higher vibration, a lot of prayer, music, song, chanting, positive affirmations. Really, when Jody was doing the heart math and the bowl, I was really trying to whip it up and whip it out to everyone. And you can raise it above your community and send it out. So that's what I'm working on.
Nice. Ona, what are you currently working on?
I bought a tambourine at the resale shop. I bought a tambourine. Okay, I had this whole thing going on with the Beatles, this lot of references. I'm at this resale shop. George Harrison comes on, My Sweet Lord. I'm like, you got to point to it. George, you got to point to what you want me to do, because, and I have a mask on so I could talk to myself, because I don't know why I'm here and why all these references and what's going on. And I just walked up to the shelves and I started looking, and there's a tambourine. I said, okay, $4.99, let's do it. So I got playing the tambourine. I felt so good. I felt so good when I was done. For the plants I played, I played all the Beatles songs. I felt like I was on vacation. Isn't that crazy?
I think everybody in the chat room needs to go out and get a tambourine tomorrow.
Yeah, a tambourine.
Adrian, what are you currently working on?
I am working on, I have been working on new products for my product line and new formulas. So hopefully those will come out soon. And then also working on presence and just being present in the moment. It's hard for an air sign. We're always got 14 things going on at one time. So just focusing on presence and just what am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? Just walking the walk that I give all of my clients, making sure I sip my own Kool-Aid, if you will.
That's awesome. Johnny, what are you currently working on or focused on?
Now look here. So there was an answer I had prepared, and then I shamed myself just now sitting here because it was false. It was an alternative fact. I guess I need to be focused on following through and completing something. That's my Gemini fault. I can't finish anything. I can start a bunch of stuff, but don't ask me to finish it. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books of ideas that have started, but no completion. And now this week, 2 days ago, makes the 4th person that says, hey, you should write a book. And I'm like, yeah, I should. I really should. I really want to. That would be great. And then, end of email. And then I go back to watching Looney Tunes or whatever the hell I was doing before. So it's a very odd use of my time that I need to do something a little more proactive. Now, mind you, as Lucky Girl says, don't tell me what to do. So I do have not okay. Anyway, that's all I had to say. We'll be here 4 hours for me to get all that out. So I need to be more proactive with my time. There you go.
I can relate because I'm an Aries and we can procrastinate. Well, I have a Gemini ascendant, so it may come from that.
Same.
Tony, what are you currently working on or focused on?
Well, I already answered.
I am working on a deck of oracle cards, chakra oracle cards, and I'm waiting for them to come back from the prototype to come back from the printer. So I'm in, my headspace of cards. So I've invited Johnny over on Tuesday to talk about decks of cards since he has so many.
Only have 10. Calm down.
So, it's like, oh my God, you have so many cards. So Johnny and I are going to get together and talk about cards on Tuesday around 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
Live on YouTube, you're going to talk cards.
Yeah.
I thought you meant you were just going to get together and talk cards.
So we're going to get together and, do our 2 favorite decks, talk about that and see if, people are interested in, taking their minds off of what's happening across the pond and just, getting lost in the cards for a minute.
So we are 30 minutes in and have raised over $2,700 for World Central Kitchen. Thank you, everyone, for your donations. I am always working on improving my guitar playing because I still suck. So I'm always working on that. And I got slowed down a little bit because I sprained my wrist picking Lucy up one day. So I'm slowed down a little bit on that. I'm also getting ready for seminars and, the class I'm going to teach and the lectures I'm going to give. And little sneak preview that Linda G's got an announcement on Monday, so pay attention, y'all, on her channel. Other than that, I'm spring cleaning, but in my head.
That's where it starts.
That is not how that works, madam.
I'm just letting go of clutter that my brain hangs on to is what I mean. And it's like, okay, well, it's still snowing outside. It's going to warm up. I need to finish unpacking my box room and cleaning up, the living room and everything. But no, I'm like decluttering in my head.
That is an important thing to do too.
Yeah.
Nice
Get rid of the
save.
baggage. So let's see. Sort of non-political question. Will work from home increase again like it did at the start of the pandemic because of gas prices rising? Will companies start letting people work from home again?
Because they already talked about, we want you back in the office on. Heckle, really? What
They don't
happened?
care that you have to pay half your paycheck for gas. They just don't care. They're paying that rent for that building. They want you in it.
Meanwhile, Tony, getting barely 2 or 3% annual raises, if you even get an annual raise, while the inflation is 7%. Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Well, it's interesting. Here in the U.S., only 8% of our gas was coming from Russia, which they, stopped importing. Most of our gas, we produce ourselves. So, these gas companies, they could lower the prices if they wanted to, I
They
think.
can lower the prices because initially it was the truckers and then the trucker convoy and then some other thing, right? This gas prices were going high before Russia did what they were doing.
I got to believe all those truckers in the trucker convoy are just unemployed people.
Sleeping in the truck.
If they are driving a company truck, they're definitely unemployed now.
Seriously.
So working from home, will it increase again due to rising gas prices?
Oh.
What y'all getting?
I agree with Joni. She said they need to go to 10-hour days and eliminate 1 day of a round trip.
I got options, actually. That's what I got. The first card is enslavement. This is a card I've seen when people like just fly out of their jobs, like they've had enough. And then the Wheel of Fortune. So and then the 6, the Lovers. So that's always a choice and option thing. So I think there's gonna, like you said, like maybe a shorter week, a longer day, shorter week, or options to go into an office. I think I might have seen a statistic on a show last week that said by 2035, 60% of the workforce will be working from home. Something weird like that. Like it was a lot. So I think it'll be more optional.
I get hybrid. I mean, I'm going to deduce all of these cards to say that possibly it's going to be a hybrid, but there's a lot of challenges to it though, because it starts off with 6 of Pentacles. So there is that sharing, which I think I really could have stopped after the 6 of Pentacles. I was like, okay, possibly hybrid, going in a couple days a week. The issue though is they kind of don't want to go in either. With the Ace of Swords and the Empress, there's only a small sector of employers who are like, I really want to go in. We kind of know who that is. It is I don't want to gender bash, but it is the older, the male CEOs who are old, who are, I would say, kind of have their identity wrapped into that position, who they are, and then being in the office and that dominating kind of, we've got to see you to trust you, even though the data shows that people are more productive, just because I think they're irritated that Johnny, well, I said Johnny, I was just using an arbitrary name, and then I realized Johnny's next to me, is doing laundry on a conference call. That they're not distracted, they're just being productive. But again, the challenge though is the Six of Cups. They want to go back to how things are. They're also irritated too, because at the end of the day, they have not figured out with this Judgment card and the Knight of Cups with this kind of blank offer. What do we do with this real estate? A lot of companies have renewed leases. Google is just spent, what is it, $2.1 billion to buy a complex in New York, the biggest real estate deal since the Barclays Center purchase. You can't just let that go. They can't, but they haven't figured out how do we maybe divest? How do we repurpose these financial investments in these buildings and kind of do something else with it? Our president said our downtowns are dying. We need to get people back in the office, whatever. A reserve judgment. But there is a lot of Nine of Swords. Just how do we figure this out? What do we do? Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Cups, walking away. I think they're just going to do a lot of hybrids. Because it's either that or they're going to start losing people.
Yeah.
That's that Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Right? People are dropping out. Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, I pulled Panther Spirit, which is reclaim your power, and then listen to my Hathor's chat. I'm getting a yes and. I'm getting the hybrid. I'm getting that if people are saying I'm not willing to come in because of the price of gas, there's going to have to be more flexibility of letting people work at home. And the ones that can't afford it or do want to go in will. So there's going to be a yes and with people stating their boundaries.
What'd you get, Johnny?
I get realization and change. So once they realize there's still data to take in. And I don't think it is personal. I don't think they really care that you have to pay $10.61 a gallon, because that ain't really their business. You one decided to get the SUV 150 Ultra Dodge or whatever they're coming up with next. So you can always bicycle, roller skate, whatever it is you got to do. But once the data has been taken in, then change will commence. And once I said either it's profitable for us to be in this building or it's not. But I think the hybrid sounds more likely, simply because everybody's business is not tailor-made to an office anymore. You don't need to be there. Like, you don't. Just some people do, because that business is central, and then they want to drop off things, or they want to call things, or they want to see that person, or it's easier for me to walk this down the hall than to try to fax it or email it to you, or whatever the case may be. So it's still a judgment call, but I think once the data is taken in, a major change will commence. You're going back to the office, I bet you, but we'll see.
What'd you get, Tony?
I think I read somewhere that Google was ordering everybody back to the office, like at the end of the month or something. I'm like, okay. The corporations are just like, they have all this mental conflict. This is the way it's supposed to go, right? We're supposed to have this real estate. We're supposed to have all these workers, because now we can account for each and every ant in our anthill. And they just don't. There's a lot of like old paradigm thinking going on about how it's supposed to look, because they have all this property that they have to tend. What are they going to do with it? Because we've paved over paradise. We've put up parking lots. We need to use them. So
little Joni Mitchell reference there.
So I think they're going to have to come up with some kind of contract or relationship thing that says that some people can actually work from home.
Yeah.
Because why not? They can do it on their own if they're really good at it.
Yeah,
I mean, what's the difference sitting in an office rather than sitting in your office at home or your makeshift office at home? It's the same thing. You still have to make your numbers. You still have to make your day.
Lori didn't go before you go, Jen.
Oh, okay. Lori, what'd you get?
Oh, I got half and half. I got, they're gonna call you back. But if you have, some new little ones in your family, they're willing to work with you. So I'm sort of getting half and half. You got to come in here and you can stay home here. That's what I'm getting. But they would like to see your face. And I wanted to ask a question. If we all mute, do you think we can figure out where that's coming from? If we all mute and just let the person speaking speak, or what do you want to do?
It's on Ona, I guarantee you. I'll need 10 fingers, but that's what it is.
Are you sure? Now I'm talking now. Does it echo?
No, it doesn't echo when you talk. It echoes when we talk because our voice is coming out of your speaker into your microphone.
The mic's over in there.
It still happens. Like
Okay.
all of us mute and you stay
Okay.
unmuted on it. It won't
Okay,
echo
okay.
when you talk.
Yeah, so I get like there'll be offers trying to work it out with the bosses in America, the employees, trying to find a balance. I get skeleton crews, like a steady skeleton crew. So if you have to go in 2 days a week and get to work from home 3 or whatever, they always want to have a skeleton crew on. And they'll progress slowly with that. I get their employees will be happy. They're just concerned about making sure they're working hard, that they're not getting away with things. So you're going to see a lot more telecommunications meetings, that kind of stuff to check on you, make sure you're not asleep in bed.
I have a question though. I mean, not a question to read on, but just a question, period. Do people still get paternity and maternity leave if you are at home anyway?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
it's been a lot.
Because I mean, it's not just, oh, I need to stay home. There's a whole other thing going on.
Yeah, you gotta, your hands
They
are
don't
needed
show up to
elsewhere.
work. They don't show up to work, so they have that time off, and they use the maternity leave.
And same with like disability or FMLA, all of that is still in effect, even with people working from home.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good.
post Putin, will Russia become a free democracy, or will it follow the path of kleptocracy again? Will they have elections and term limits again? Will they have a true democracy? Anybody that gets their cards pulled and wants to go, feel free.
It's a change, is what I think. I get the void is the first card. So there is a period of, I don't want to say they're leaderless, but there's a period of emptiness when it comes to the energy that was once there. Because the void in this deck is not just that there's nothing there, it's sort of a start over point to where you clear the dust, you clear the dirt, and you have nothing. And then you start from there. And then I get power, and then there's a release. So there's a change coming to the power structure. There's an emptiness, there's a void coming there too. And I'll just leave it at that.
I'm going to co-sign Johnny because I hold to, will it go back to how it was or will it be a democracy? And the outcome cards, it's definitely not going to be a democracy if it is. But the Two of Wands are really going to have, it's going to be like, we kind of don't want to, but we need to do something because we want the money, we want the benefits that may come from posing as a representative democracy. I hate to say it that way, but that's just kind of what I'm getting. But then also it's definitely not, it's a major, this is, if it's going to go back to how it was, major change. So it's definitely not going back to how it was. I think regardless of what happens, there is going to look very different. But I think they're going to have to, kind of like Johnny said, rebuild and figure out what works best for their environment going forward and their nation state going forward.
What'd you get, Lori?
I think they're really going through a very difficult time of change. It's really, really difficult. Um, there's still some really big internal issues, and it's going to take quite some time to get through this. But I think they can work together and create change. There's still going to be someone trying to manipulate. Always, there's always but one bad apple in the bunch somewhere, right? But I think they can do it. I have a lot of hope here. This is a long process. It doesn't happen quickly, at least from what I'm seeing here.
What'd you get, Tony?
So decisions, choices. Can you hear me? Am I feeding
Yes.
back? Okay. Decisions, choices. What door are we going to go through? Are we going to have democracy or not? So what's crossing it is material, a harvest. They're so poor, they have nothing. So it's going to really depend on this. Everything is going to sort of verge on the money, the wealth situation, the imbalance in the country. All of that's going to have to come, and they're going to have to balance the what the people are, how they live. They're going to have to balance the haves and the have-nots. It's going to take a lot of time to do that because everything is in a turmoil. This is really going to be a tower moment for them, but it's necessary. It's called for. It is their destiny. This is the Wheel of Fortune. And so hopefully someday they will come together in their spiritual life, in their communities. All of that comes together, but it's all about choices. What they choose, what door do they choose to go through? Emotionally, it's going to be hard, but eventually they will positively move forward. But time is what they. I hate this card. It always comes up.
I saw your reading today. You said the same thing.
Patience and planning. Patience and planning. It's just going to take a long time.
What'd you get, Ona?
I got that at post Putin, there's opportunity pouring out. And the other cards kind of indicate that there's a sense of pride with the people and there's new beginnings coming. But there is the fighting comes from within. You know, the story like the Ten Commandments when Moses leaves, that everybody partied at the bottom of the mountain kind of thing. And it's like with something new is coming in, they have a lot of chaos and struggle before there's a path that's gone straight. And who knows, maybe Zelensky will be the president of Russia. Who knows? They had a lot of struggling, not wanting to hear each other, not wanting to move forward. There's a sense of pride in the culture, right? That I think is going to be what they will butt heads with.
Well, what'd you get, Jody?
I pulled that infamous ritual death and rebirth card again. I swear I shuffled. And they're in that right now. I mean, this choice by dear Mr. Putin to do what he's doing is riling people up. And they are. They're knocking heads, the old school and the youth who are out there protesting. And the beauty of Peacock and ritual death is, it burns to the ground, the old ways. And the song of the wild is that take a leap and see if you want to try something new. And I can see a timeline that is there to do something completely different and be more representative for the people rather than just the guys on top. And I think that's actually true around the world, that this is where we all have a choice to go. It's not just Russia, it's all of us. So yeah, there is a really, it feels hopeful when I touch these cards that there's a timeline here if they choose it.
Yeah. I don't know how far in the future I'm looking here, but I love the answer I'm getting. I get big changes, and I get they're going to find a balance, resurrecting there, and a women's movement building. I mean, you look at Russia and you never see women oligarchs, right? No, the oligarchs with all their yachts and girlfriends on them and gazillion houses, there's no women really in power there. So I'm getting there'll be a big women's movement there, manifesting and bridging a gap there. I do get that those that cling to their money will have to go find other things to get involved in besides their government, but that's going to take some time. But I do get they'll turn their backs on the oligarchs. But I'm looking really happy at hearing more about women coming in as leaders in leadership roles there. So
Age of Aquarius.
that looks awesome. So let's see, going back to our Johnny questions, what are you looking forward to right now? Jody?
I am looking forward to Spirit bringing me the right next sound temple for me and my heavy metal kids, because it's time to move. And I can be a little bit of a Scorpio control freak.
Just a little
I want to push the river backwards up one damn big hill, which is what I've been doing. Everybody looks at me and goes, you got to surrender. So what I'm looking forward to is the surrender of the perfect place appearing without me having to work so hard, which is the way I usually do it. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Awesome. Lori, what are you currently looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to answered prayers, 1, and 2, I'm always looking forward to learning something new.
I'm like that. I love to learn. Ona, what are you looking forward to?
Playing the tambourine.
I'm looking forward to that.
I manage the garden center from April through July. So I'm really, and we got a contract and we're up and we're going to be doing, we're going to have a good season. And it's all women so far this year. So it'll be interesting. And, I spend all my days outside working with the plants. So making that connection again, really just always being outside all day long with the plants, with the everything. I can't wait.
That's awesome. I'm going to have to get together with you with my guitar. We'll make some bad music together.
Love it.
The pollinators very much appreciate music. I started playing Tibetan bowls for the bees and the hummingbirds outside, and they were like, oh, we like this.
Yes.
So
And
tambourines have that.
The plants like it because it actually pollinates the plants, right? When they vibrate, the pollen falls. That's how you pollinate tomato plants. Sometimes you go out there and you shake the stem so the pollen goes. They love the tambourine.
I'll get a tambourine, go around my labyrinth and pollinate. My neighbors ask what you're doing. I'm pollinating.
I don't care what they say.
Adrian, what are you looking forward to?
I was just thinking how that so did not work last year with my carrot crops and my cucumbers that I was trying to grow. I walked out there and shook and played bowls, and them suckers did not grow. So I'll try again this year. Maybe they'll work. I'm trying to manifest some new opportunities, so I'm just looking forward for those to come. in when they're ready. And Spirit says, Adrian, you are ready for this to happen. So I'm just going to keep working on the new opportunities. And then I am also getting ready to do another, every year I task myself with doing some type of continuing education when it comes to energy work and shamanism. And so this year, I think I signed up for 2 courses. One is on doing like another certification on breath work and trauma, particularly breath work for trauma healing. So that is one that starts soon. And then school, I'm going back to school again because, you know, I'm a glutton for punishment. So, you know, in 5 years, if I don't drop dead, I'll be Dr. Coleman. So maybe it'll be worth it.
It will be.
We're rooting for you.
There will be.
Johnny, what are you looking forward to?
It shall happen because I said so. We have raised $3,600. Thank you all very much. I will say this too, just as an aside, that especially living where I lived in all the storm zones and the hurricanes and the tornadoes and whatnots, when you feel as though, not just feel as though, but actually have lost everything, sometimes, because that's what he's doing, is cooking a hot meal for people. That it doesn't make everything feel better, but it gives you some little sense of just some decompression, some normalcy, just a little bit. And that goes a very long way when you are going through trauma. So that is an awesome thing he's doing. God bless him forever. But what am I looking forward to is, is my tarot deck. Not mine, but the one I'm going to buy next month. And so that's what I'm looking forward to. It may sound small to you, but it's big to me.
To make 200 and how many?
250. I don't like odd, weird numbers, 247. If you're going to go 250, then the bad part is I'm going to have 251, and that means I need to get 260. And then I'll have 262, and then I need to go 300, and then I'll stop buying.
What's the deck?
I'm going to buy until they fill up the thing. Because I like cards. I just do. I'm not materialistic, though. If I lost all of them, I really wouldn't care. I'd just buy another one. Big deal. There's just ink and paper, is what I keep telling you. So it's, you know. So, yes, number 250. I think. I don't know. I haven't counted since the last time, but I'll say that's what it is. But I'm looking forward to that. Very much so.
I'm looking forward to your all's Friday nights so I can listen to Tony getting out of control again. Tony, what are you looking forward to?
I'm a little stinker.
Just a little bit.
I got a flute for Christmas. I'm just so happy about it, and I want to master the flute. Not the flute, but the Indian
Native
American.
Listen, that sucker is hard as hell. Jody told my black ass 2 years ago, don't you, Adrian, it's hard. Adrian, I know you've played brass instruments your entire life. I know you think you can do it, but it's really hard. It's really hard. I'm like, no, it's not. It's hard. It is hard. Tony, I am with you. Let's have a practice session together because and they're not cheap. They're expensive. Mm-hmm. And it's
yes,
sitting,
they are.
And it's sitting in the closet.
Yes, they
are. Is it going to be this week? And I'm like, no, it's not. It's never. No. I'd return it if I didn't spit all in it. So.
It's hard too. It's hard. But I want to master. I want to master that. I want to master the flute. And one more thing is automatic writing. I got a reading from Melissa Free Range, and she sort of gave me a message from my guide that automatic writing was something that I should look at. So I'm going to do that as well.
It's very interesting. Try it, definitely.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to my spring walks with Lucy. It's like when we're steady spring, not this snow today, warm tomorrow, snow again the next day, warm again tomorrow, the steady spring. I planted a whole bunch of bulbs that somebody in chat here said to me last fall, had to get out there before the ground froze and get them in the ground. And I can't remember where all I planted them. I mean, she sent me like 100 bulbs. So I am anxious to see where my bulbs come up, where my flowers start blooming. And I'm looking forward to, I turned 60 last year. And I am just so into it. I'm so looking forward to my 60s. I just feel like real positive, and I'm on the verge of really getting into different things. And I don't know quite what direction I'm going yet, but I know where I set my intentions and my focus, that's what the universe is going to bring me. So I'm forward looking, not backward looking with that. Remember,
I do also want to take somebody's tarot class too. Like I liked teaching mine. I want to take somebody's and see what it is from the other side. Because I mean, you can always learn something from anybody. So it's not like, I know everything. You can't teach me. No, never say that. The moment you think life can't teach you something or somebody can't teach you something, then they will teach you everything that you did not know. So it's like I want to take somebody's tarot class to see what it's like from the other side.
So can we ask Spirit for a message of focus, like how to get our focus back if we're not feeling focused? Feeling distracted?
I tried to copycat and I got a bell because I liked Lori's bell from when I first saw her channel way back in the day. I'm like, oh, I like when she rings the bell because something happens in my ear. And it's like, I need one of those. And then I went and got this big jug because, I'm extra. So I went and got this big old bell and I'm like, ding-a-ling-a-ling. It didn't sound right. It wasn't the same.
Just like a little tingling in your ear.
It just wasn't the same.
Jen, what was the question again?
A message from Spirit on focus, like how to help us with focus, or
use your ocularies. Use all your eyeballs. That's what you need to do. First card I get is trust. It's maybe not the easiest thing for some people to do, especially when you're going through it, but it is the exact thing you need to do. There is something with you. There is something watching over you. There is something on the inside of you. You have your own will. You don't always need God for something, but he's always there. Then there's action, and then there's gratitude. Use your eyes. Look around. What do you have that somebody else does not? If you suddenly are not gracious or you're not grateful for it, give it away. Give away your house, give away your car, give away whatever money you do have, give away your health, give away your hair, give away your hairline, whatever it is that you figure that, okay, I don't need to be grateful today. I just need to look at all the bad stuff. Give away all of the good stuff, and then you will want it again. And so trust and gratitude. Look around. If you're looking at us, then you have something to look at us on. You have something that's plugged into somewhere. You got something that somebody or you paid for. That's three things right there. Not to mention, did you get up this morning on your own? Are you on a machine? Can you breathe on your own? Are you sitting in the hospital waiting room right now because somebody's in the ICU? There is always something to be grateful for. Just look around. Keep that in mind.
I got a very literal answer. The tarot card that I pulled was 4 swords. You actually need to retreat. Whatever it is that's distracting you, stop it, walk away from it so you can focus. How do you focus too? I got 2 sacral chakra cards. You need to tap into that second chakra, breathe into it, be creative. Also use some emotions. So this is where in essence where emotions would be good to bring into it, because you got to walk away. What am I feeling? What am I doing? You also need to listen to yourself, listen to others to focus. Because again, you're here, you're thinking, stop thinking, listen. And then 2, just third eye, get into that that third eye chakra, how can I perceive this information? What do I need to receive? What do I need to get? But in order to do all of these, you got to start with this, which is step back. Step back.
It's called Queen of the Moon Oracle, Karen. I couldn't type it in because I don't want to touch the camera. Because if I touch the camera, it's going to turn off. So we're having an issue. Okay.
I wonder what'd you get.
I got to communicate. There's a communication card, and I pulled the thing too, because that's what I originally I thought. So if you're stuck, Spirit says communicate. Okay, communication, creativity, community, fun, playfulness, feeling, pulling out that inner child, enjoying doing something to pleasure the senses, eating something that music, right? Smells, flowers, things that will please your senses, will help you snap out of a fog and maybe help you channel spirit energy, to communicate with spirit. Just say, hey, spirit, hey, right? I need to talk to you. Leave me a sign. Leave me a signal. Turn the quarter over. Whatever you need to do, communicate to spirit and say, you need to, right here. I need you here now. And they will straighten you out right away.
And to what Jody Roberts said, and I'm going to do this the moment it's not 15 degrees as it is right now, 14, excuse me. Go outside and put your head on the tree.
Your third eye.
Don't expect nothing. Don't just go out there and put your head on the tree and then hug it and all that. Nobody has to understand why you're doing it, because you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you. If they did it too, they'd understand, but they don't have to understand. So don't worry about what you look like. Just go out there and do it.
You're already going to be out there pollinating with your tambourine, so go stick your third eye on the tree.
I remember coaching somebody in Dallas, a guy that needed trees to ground and focus, but he didn't want to look weird by hugging trees and putting his forehead on trees. So I modeled it for him. Okay, you take your cell phone and you just sort of lean up against a tree and pretend you're looking at your phone, but what you're really doing is connecting with the tree. He had it wired in about 5 minutes. With the tree.
Tony, what'd you get?
Well, they're saying that focus, it's so important to get for getting from where you are to where you want to be. But we all have a point in our lives where we are waylaid in the process by a conflict and defeat. We withdraw. We run away from. Sometimes we run away from things that we actually need to run towards. So let your light shine is what they're saying, because there are always new ideas, but our addictive personalities sometimes can cause us to withdraw emotionally. Take the emotion out of what it is that you're wanting. That's not true. You have to have that emotion. You have to have that love and that desire and everything, but you don't want to get weighed down by the emotionality of the situation. You want to keep your emotions in check until you get past the point where you need to travel to the other side. That's where your power is keeping yourself centered and grounded, and have patience with yourself. Have patience with others, and you will get the wisdom. It will come. All of the things that, if whatever it is that you're wanting, just believe that it's right there in the book, right there. It's written there. If it's for you, it will come to you. If it's not, it won't.
Lori, what did you get?
You know how we're just, this is so true for me, especially, we're just going, 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 going. Just seems like we're just burning the wick at both ends. Um, we go so fast, we just we're not as balanced as we could be. And then, we get up and we're running, we're getting out the door and our shoes don't match. We haven't taken enough time in the morning to center, to regroup, to do our gratitude list, to do our prayers, to send out the waves of love, just get yourself. And I know we're going through the time change, so I don't know how you're going to do it, but you're going to need to do it if you want to ground and focus. And then if you can't do it yourself, allow just a few minutes of Deepak Chopra, or just get you some spiritual leader that can help you get into the Zen just for a few minutes before you go running, maybe.
Yeah, good advice. Jody, what did you get?
I pulled Spirit Keeper of the South, and South on the medicine wheel I use for healing is the emotional body. And it's where the inner children spend time. So it's for me to focus in times like now means have emotional intelligence enough to care for the part of you that's freaking out that bombs are being dropped elsewhere in the world, and nurture the inner kids so that the adult part of you can refocus and then come to a place of peace in whatever way you choose to do it, whether it's hugging trees or playing music or whatever we each do to find that point of peace. But honoring the feelings first helps focus in the peace.
Very sweet.
Ooh, I like that. I get transformation on the bottom. It's like we have all the tools to manifest whatever we need. So spirits, like, I hear them laughing, like, why are we so anxious whenever we're trying to manifest? We have everything we need. We just forget that we have it. Timing, and the wisdom within will bring everything where out in the front, when we're supposed to move into action. Baby steps, baby steps. We get locked in our mind with these little loops, as Jody calls them, stories we tell ourselves, and we beat ourselves up over it, right? We're horrible at bullying ourselves all the time in our heads. So clearing that head space, everybody do some spring cleaning in the head. It works. They're laughing. They're like, you make it so hard to climb to higher ground. Just follow the light, follow divine order, follow the light, go within, get centered, get calm, get quiet, get the noise out of the head.
I need one of those big things that they drop off in front of your house when they're redoing your home and they're throwing everything away. I need one of those.
The big dumpster.
That's so big.
So, what are we currently drawing strength from? What are you currently drawing strength from, Jody?
I draw strength from nature, beauty. When I'm upset or I feel hopeless for the world, I just go out, go outside and hug a tree. I go out. I'm living in a forest right now, and I just go outside and breathe and walk and say thank you for the bigger perspective and the bigger picture. And that, well, it grounds me and it gives me strength because I feel connected to the entire system of the planet. So that's what I do.
Oh, we're over 4,000 now. Thank you, everyone, for your donations. Just a reminder to anyone watching this later, the donate button will work indefinitely, so you can continue to donate later. Lori, what are you currently drawing strength from?
My friends and nature. My foot is really all very well healed now, so I've really been able to do some more beach walking, and I'm really enjoying that. I missed it so much. And so friends and nature.
It's awesome. Ona, what are you drawing strength from?
Humor. Humor. Yeah. Yeah. I need to laugh as often as possible. As often as possible. It just recharges me, you know. And sometimes I laugh at the stories, Tony, that my own head is telling me. Right? Like this deck smells like fruit. I'm like, did they do this on purpose? That's no, it just smelled from my head. It just smells like fruit. So I have to make myself laugh. I have to make up lyrics and songs to make myself laugh.
And because you're wearing a mask, you can talk to yourself and tell yourself the stories.
It's truly humor. It's
I love
truly humor.
Adrienne, what are you drawing strength from?
Rest. You don't realize how burnt out and tired you are until you actually properly rest. You don't realize what you carry and what you've allowed yourself to carry until you rest. And that rest gives you strength. So I've just been, and not just physical, but mental too. What do I need to stop thinking about for a while? And not escapism, but truly just resting my brain, which is, again, very hard for an air sign, but rest.
You don't know how much you need it until you're sitting on the sofa and all of a sudden you're like, drool.
But you wake up and you're like, why is this pillow wet? Did it rain in here? Wow, that was wow. I didn't realize I could produce that much slobber. So yeah.
Jody, what do you draw strength from?
That was actually my answer, so I do have another because I mean, Lord, it's one of them things though. Like when you finally get not just sleep, but a downtime. Just it anyway. So, but my answer is, where am I drawing strength from? It sounds. Whatever it's going to sound, judge me if you want to. I don't care. You wouldn't be the first. I draw it from myself because when I moved here, I told everybody this was my place for lessons. And one of the prayers was, let me be conscious of the lesson. You don't just let me experience something and then, I just go on to the next thing. Let me take that lesson with me. That way I can apply it to all these other situations. The past 2 days have been very on my nerves. And I plugged the camera in and it does not work. And I'm like, I have zero patience for things. I have all the patience in the world for people. I like people. You can be late 800 minutes. I don't give a care. This thing, if I push play and you don't play, I'm automatically angry. Like not even a little bit. Like I'm like, oh my God, I can't right now. Why is this doing this? Like 4 minutes before we go live, why don't you work? And then I get the Shaquita claps and it's like, now I'm really angry and I can't, like, it's just, I can't. And so I have now here, when I was talking about my tarot screen, and I thought somebody stole it. Don't you start with me, lucky girl, with that zazzle. So somebody stole my tarot screen, but it just turns out they delivered it to the wrong address. And it's like, okay, what my lesson is, and this is where I'm drawing the strength to do better and to be better, is to look for the solution, because there is one. Even if it's prayer, that's still a solution. But look for the solution. Stop overreacting automatically. Because yesterday, before we went live, we go live at 7:30. At 7:28, the camera still didn't work. It's like, and I said to myself, you know what? I got till 7:30. Just keep plugging it in, see what happens. And then bloop, it came on. It's like, but I was this close to throwing it away. I already ordered a new one. I just threw it away. And then the iPad, the battery was on 0. And then the phone the battery was on 15. So I'm like, I can't, I don't know what to do. So learn from that example is to look for the solution. Draw the strength from your lessons. Have a prayer. Everybody out there, have a prayer of, let me be conscious of the lesson. That way I can take it with me and apply it to other situations. And so that is what I am grateful for. And that is where I'm drawing strength currently, is from my lessons that I have learned while I'm living here. And I still have many to go. And I'm pretty sure I missed a couple, but I'm pretty sure life will loop them around for me, unfortunately. But that's where I'm drawing my strength. I said all that to say that. Why you don't let me talk?
We love you talking. Tony, what do you draw strength from?
Well, I do like Jody was saying, go out in nature, and I take my shoes off all the time and step on the ground or lay down on the ground and do my spread eagle. That really draws in a lot of energy from above and below, and it just sort of blankets you in that energy. But one other thing that I really have been practicing a lot lately is just allowing life to be the way it is. Allowing the good things as well as the bad things to be the way they are, because it's always a journey moving through. And I'm so impatient. I'm a Taurus, so I'm like, and you would think that I'm an Earth mother, but I also have very little patience for stuff that's not working out. But it's just been a really targeted practice of just allowing it to be the way it is. It just makes it so much easier, because you're not going, why isn't it this way? Why can't I have it? What's going on? Just go, okay, it's just, this is the way it is in this moment. Next moment, we have either a solution, or it gets worse or it gets better. Whatever it happens, I have to allow it to be that way, because that is the way it is. So that gives me a little bit more strength, because I grew up in a place in a way that I didn't have that power. I was always uncertain about everything. So now I'm letting that go and just allowing it to be. And that gives me a certain amount of certainty and a lot of power.
Yeah, it's hard when you have childhood traumas or adult traumas. It's hard to let go of those and detach from them, and then find your inner strength. But it's so powerful when you do, and you can move forward in life on your terms. It's quite powerful. I'm like Ona, like humor. I find strength in humor. Putting on a funny movie, putting on a funny TV show, watching a video of Johnny and Tony and Adrian and cracking me up, or whoever's on live watching and getting the giggles. Humor really gives me strength. My friends, of course, pets, animals, pets. Lucy, every day, reminds me to be present in the moment, and every moment is feed me now. Music, I found
you broke your wrist.
yeah, picking her up. Too many cat treats.
You gotta stop feeding that cat so much.
Music gives me strength, and water. Like if I live near the ocean, I love to just sit and watch the ocean, but I don't, so I have to take a lot of baths. Water, I have to take my candlelight baths all the time at night.
I didn't realize how addicted to baths I am until I cannot take one for another couple of weeks. And I'm like, no, y'all, don't get it twisted. Shower, yes. Bath, no. Immersion water. And I'm literally starting to get the shakes, though, because I'm like, I want to sit.
I want my oils. I want my salts. I want
to put the iPad on the little thing and watch YouTube in the bathtub for a couple. Like, what? And I'm like, oh gosh.
Have my little candles.
You said that.
Like, having my little candles on the shelf up above my feet, and just sitting there like, ah.
That is such a beautiful. It's just like, I didn't realize that. He says, like, that's a really good grounding thing that I didn't realize I was doing. Again, telling other people to do it, but not realizing how much of an impact it made on my own life. I was like, I want a bath right now.
Well, it's also, baths are also, good for relationships, take a bath together. And that's also very good too.
Mhm.
Tell us about that, Tony.
Yeah.
I was just like, I can't add anything to that one, so I'm just shut up.
Says the married woman to all the single people in the room, right?
So
Yeah,
that's
would you like to
hobby, too.
elaborate?
It is always her. Where do you draw your strength from? Water. Oh yeah, because you can take a bath together.
Girl, let me tell you, girl, bath technique with you and your partner. I'm like, oh, houseway. Okay.
I mean,
Tony, wow.
that's all right.
Well,
She
does
got
the
strong bath water. That's all it means.
Strong bath water.
I'm flashing on the Kevin Costner movie with the what's her name in the bathtub? Great bath scene. Bull Durham, I think. Oh, we digress.
Married to the Mob, where the woman gets killed in the bathtub. I didn't know you was putting the stones to Karen. I can't behave. I'm sorry.
We love you for not behaving. So, political question. Does the GOP regret not impeaching DJT when they had the chance, when he was doing quid pro quo with Ukraine?
Wisdom fell out. I shall put it back in. Hindsight is what, 1050 for them, maybe?
I was gonna say 525, but okay.
Cataract and astigmatism.
Mhm. Or do they even care? Part of me feels like they don't even care. Because that would mean having empathy and, being having reflection.
Okay, let's put these back in. Actually, I'm getting very bathwater vibes. It's like, I think that's what this is actually. But so yeah, I shall put that back in.
I'm wrong. Yes, they do. Very much so. They just don't know they're trapped. They don't know how to. Oh, couldn't happen to better people. I swear for Lord. Yeah. It starts with the actual hierophant, the challenge, which is the government, the institution. I'm going to put them, the impeachment. Their challenge shows the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, they do. The crown is the Six of Swords. At the base is the King of Swords. Wanting to go away, reflect, go away, wishing they had used that better judgment, that sound logic in mind. Right now, they're confused in here now. The Seven of Cups. How do we made this monster, so how can we, I'm going to say, how can we spin the narrative, kind of lie to kind of deflect like they always do, to say, well, we didn't have proof at the time, or whatever cockamamie they're going to come up with to justify the malfeasance that was letting him get away with this. Yeah, their hopes and fears is the Eight of Cups wanting to walk away, but they are struggle bussing with the Five of Pentacles. They know they effed up. Democrats, if I would give you some good advice, I would say for 2022, that may be something you need to bring back up. And when you run is, this Ukraine situation is largely in part because the good old Republican Party did not stop this when they could have.
The fool, the Trump, they could have. What'd you get, Johnny?
The first card is realization. Duh. Right? So it's you see it, we all see it. Right? Acceptance. Duh, part two. Right? So you can't do nothing about it. It's there. You can, you won't do anything about it. It's there. The unexpected, part 3, right? So this is not something you thought was going to happen. The easiest thing to get into, trouble. The hardest thing to get out of, trouble. So it's one of them things to where I thought he was just going to be the Sharpie. I didn't think he was going to make us look this bad. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. I didn't think they would start a riot, and I didn't think they would. Yeah, they would. And yeah, they did over and over and over again. Some of them, however, are grateful because sometimes you need a kick in the pants to know what it feels like. And so they may safeguard their party since they're having so much trouble trying to put it back together again. Because Humpty Dumpty has fell off this wall one too many times, and you can't even find half the pieces anymore. So it's so good luck with that, or not, because there you go.
What'd you get, Ona?
Yeah. 5. I'm sorry. 5 of fire. So this would be 5, like a comparable to the 5 of wands. And sandwiched in between them, I have like Nancy and who, like Liz Cheney. There's like women stand like on them saying, "I told you so. I told you so." And they're in sort of this, trying to ignore or just let it go, let it pass. Look at them. Correct?
Fighting
And getting
within.
this sort of, "I told you you should have, I told you should have" kind of thing, getting bombarded with that.
Yeah. What'd you get, Jody?
Being the one in here that's not the traditional reader is really interesting because you said GOP, so I tend to go into multiple timelines at the same time and read without cards. And then I pulled the cards and I basically got Medicine Bag Power and Nightingale Spirit Love. And I tuned into the part of the GOP that's like, we got power and money. We love what we did and we're sticking to them. And I know there's others that regret it, but boy, I could feel into them tonight. And it was just like, ew. So it depends on what part of the GOP we're talking about.
Gotcha. What'd you get, Lori?
I get that there are some that are regretful. I think that they realize, I think they're in shock actually. And they feel bad. They had an opportunity and now it's just really, really bad. And they're like, uh-oh. And is that the end of my career because I didn't do this? And now all this truth is going to come out and enlightenment will come out with this tower. And so, yes, I think. And some of them may be able to save themselves over this next 6-month period. We'll see. We'll see how they do. We'll see how big of a backhoe they got.
Absolutely. What'd you get, Tony?
So everything that they planned has been turned a little bit upside down because they thought, yeah, we're going to take the next election. We're going to put him, he's going to be the king of the world. But we love him. They still love him. But there are those who have this mental conflict about, did we go too far? Was it a step too far? Is my career over? The answer is yes.
I get it's all about messaging. They can't figure out how to do the messaging on this. So I think it's Adrian, you mentioned that. It's like, quid pro quo, and we were bowling it over. We could have ended it back then. And yeah, now the light is shining on it and everybody sees it. They should have turned their back on him, but there was a imbalance there. So now, their strength lies in their partnership with them, but they're getting quite emotional, I get, overseeing what's going on with refugees, all these refugees moving and stuff, and what's happening in the world. And I get they're starting to not accept Trump anymore. So I think, to Jody's point, it depends on what part of the party you're talking to. But yeah, I think they do. The ones, the old timers are starting to regret it. They had the chance. So Trump had to make a emergency landing in Louisiana because his airplane had a problem, and then he was asking his people at the rally, his constituents, for money to help him buy a new plane, fix up a new Trump Force plane.
That wasn't even his plane, though, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it was?
That one was his plane. So first of all, it could be campaign finance crime. So I think first I want to ask, will he get money from his constituents to pay for a plane?
Yes, he will.
And then will he get indicted for a crime? Because that's a campaign finance crime. If he, like, as soon as he takes a plane trip for something that is not campaign related, he's committed a crime.
So Trump Low Dollar wants a plane too.
Trump float.
So the bad part is, just like Trump Flow Dollar, mind you, he got a lot of people that will give him anything.
Look how your hand was itching as you're focusing on
Yes.
this question. I need money.
I don't want a plane. I can't even drive a car. I don't need an airplane.
You're tuning into Trump's energy. It's making your hand itch.
Some people are saying it was not his plane, that he borrowed another plane, that his plane is getting fixed, and he took another plane, and then that one broke too. I
He's
thought it
only got one, doesn't he?
He's only got the one. And I thought that he had sold it or grounded it when he became president because he got to use Air Force One.
It was grounded in New York, but they reported it that it was his plane in Louisiana, so he must have fixed it up.
It was like a trailer. You got to move your trailer from here, sir. You can't stay.
He's in a donor plane. Well, will he get a new plane? Will they buy him one?
How do you have two broken planes and not one? You didn't crash in one of them. Not even
Oh no!
God missed. That's all.
I had to think it. Wow.
Send the other one over to Putin, please.
I got nourishment, which means nourishment, balance. Something will even out for him, and then realization.
It always does.
It always does. Yeah.
I said this before, mind you. At this point, stop looking for blood in the water. Just know that this is probably one of them people that you will never see his direct karma or wall, because that ain't none of our business, no way. So just quit looking for blood in the water and just accept that this one just may eke by. Sometimes that happens. But at the same time, enjoy the little pitfalls if you are petty like me.
Mm-hmm.
So, his plane is broken. He can't afford the Fisher Price one or whatever. I don't know. But whatever happens, it happens. I mean, build him the Tonka. He won't know the difference. Just put him in something and then have one of those sets like the movie scenes and have the clouds go by. That way he thinks he's flying. That's all. He won't know that.
Got that big A double dollar.
Borrow crypto.
Won't fit on the plane anymore. All those big Macs of Taco Bell and that's why I don't do political on my channel.
You got petty.
I will get in so much trouble.
You just need to come on Sunday nights with us on the Petty Club.
Because I can step into that petty.
I actually get like he's going to charge in and ask Republicans for money to fix it. So like they're paying for his lawyers. It's like, come on, help me. I'm your star. Come on. You've got the money in the bank. Come fix my plane for me.
I get the same that he's already gotten money. Like when the moment he asked for it, they already started. Okay, well, where? Here's my check and here's my checkbook with the devil, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Wands. I mean, if they're already.
I get like the what is it, GNC, the Republican National Committee, like he's gonna ask the Republican Party for money.
Well, you know, Rona, she'll give it to him. She love him.
Oh yeah. Just to piss her uncle off.
She love him.
I got pure deception. Pure deception. See this? Can you see that? You see him like with his head out of his ass, looking out of the plane and wrapping his gross tentacles around an opportunity
To grift.
right? Talks right out of his butt, and he saw an opportunity in that moment to deceive, to get more energy from people. The vampire, right?
Suck it all out of him because he's got no money.
I got something interesting. I got the shapeshifter card, and one of the things that I've noticed about him is that the people that really love and support him see exactly what they want to see, because he's a master shapeshifter. He can project whatever it is their illusion is for somebody strong, powerful, and rich. And yes, he'll get money because he's still good at that. And people still want to see what they want to see. So it's a whole shape-shifting kind of illusion game that goes on.
Interesting.
Yep, I think he's gonna get money, but I think they're gonna tell him that he can't send out the emails and ask for donations for his private travel. He gets a problem there, and then he turns around and tries to work on grifting another way, and just keeps working on it. He's just ever the grifter. They're always thinking of something new grift.
50 ways to break the law.
Yeah.
Well,
This guy, he's just, I've never seen anyone so friggin' lucky. This guy, he's just got, look at these cards. Celebration, victory. Oh my gosh. The sun. Partnerships, prosperity. Oh my goodness. But one caveat, he may get his plane, but there are caveats. There's some kind of sacrifice he's going to have to make and some choices. I think he thinks that he has all this opportunity, but there may be only one door that he can go through. Let's hope he chooses the wrong one.
So let's see. Going back to Johnny questions. What are you currently waiting on? I thought that was an interesting question. What are you currently waiting on?
I have an answer. At my elder age, to develop patience. I think it's too late.
I know. Is that just because we're old? What happens?
I don't think so. I just don't give a shit anymore. That virtue just floated its own boat down the lake.
I'm learning that one the hard way.
What are you waiting on? What are you waiting on, Lori?
I actually did order a new deck, a new Rider-Waite Pamela Smith Coleman with some different artwork on it. And so I am actually, which is really strange for me, because I don't usually do that. So
I have a question to ask you too after we're done with this.
okay, and then so it's printed upon demand, and so I'm very excited about that. And I'm also going to start learning some basic Lenormand. So I'm waiting to find the right deck to pick for that too.
My advice, Becca made index cards for me, like flashcards for Lenormand. It helps a lot to try to memorize all the different meanings and the numbers. Like, it's very important to know the numbers in the deck and stuff. I need to get back to my flashcards.
Nice. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Ona, what are you waiting on?
I think opportunity. I think I that's a hard question, because I don't wait for things to happen. I just make them happen.
Mm-hmm.
So if I
Aren't you magical?
Think about what is that I'm waiting for, opportunity.
Yeah.
Opportunity to make it happen.
You're such an adult.
Adrian, what are you waiting on?
Oh, I don't want to answer this question. Everything. No, I'm just this one's hard for me to answer. Because a lot of mine is like, is like patience. Yes, I ordered some stuff that I'm waiting, like Jody's patience, Lori's things, little tangible things that she ordered to come in, because I've got all the stuff from the Amazons and the Wayfairs. So I'm like, hurry up, show up. Ona, same. There's an specific opportunity that I'm waiting for it to present itself so I can jump on it. So there's so many things, but none of them are like life-threatening or critical, I guess is what I could say. Like, I could technically be okay without all the things I'm waiting on. I'm just a little like, okay, can that show up so I can check that off the list and move on, please?
Johnny, what are you waiting on?
Barbecue sauce.
And it'll be there in 5 to 8 business days. And it will change your life.
God bless you. That's literally what I'm waiting on. I don't anticipate things, because it'll get here when it gets here, but I am waiting on that, because I'm fat and I like food. So there you go.
Tony, what are you waiting on?
Me? Retirement. No. I want to be legally retired so I can go, nah, I'm not doing it. Go on. I'm waiting for my cards to come, so
Me too.
so I can see what they look like, and that's really the most exciting thing that I'm waiting for. Everything else is just time and persistence.
Well, I was going to say I was waiting for kittens, but after hearing Tony talk, I think I'm waiting for a man to share my bathtub with now.
Low key though, Jenlyn, I was kind of thinking that too. That's why I was like, this is a hard question to answer.
It's like, that wasn't what I was thinking about before, but yeah, now maybe.
Yeah.
Don't realize you missed
Good
something.
old strong bath water. Ain't nothing wrong.
That's true. Tony pipes her bath waters directly from the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
Oh, we are now at 4,700 raised for World Central Kitchen. Thank you all so much for all of your donations, and thank you for joining us tonight. I want to close with a little meditation and sound healing with Jody here. One thing that I was looking at was the sunflower, which is the flower for Ukraine, and the meaning of the sunflower. Sunflower's meanings, I looked it up. They're happiness, optimism, loyalty, harvest and bounty, adoration, longevity, peace, and devotion or faithfulness. And Helen Keller had a great quote that I just love. Keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see the shadows. It's what the sunflowers do. They turn towards the sun. So keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see the shadows. So I'd like to close before we do a candle lighting with, is there a spirit message for Ukraine? Is there a message Spirit would like to share with us for Ukraine?
There was I don't know if this was true or not, but it was quoted. Someone said that they wanted the Russian soldiers to eat the sunflower seeds. That way, when they died, the sunflowers would grow where they were buried.
They say it was an old grandmama who said that.
Yeah. She gave him a pack of sunflower seeds and said, put this in your pocket so when you die, something good will grow from you.
The internet calls her gangster granny.
She's the she's the OG from the UK.
First thing I turn over is seeds. Oh my God.
Oh my.
Oh, that's funny.
Mm.
I got something kind of weird. Maybe not. It's what I asked for. I got 8 of Wands, so messages, right? And I got the Page of Pentacles, but it's also a reference to 8, the number 8, because there's an octopus there. So 8 and 8 is something. It means something. And the seeds there, right? That pentacle's up there. So I don't know. Perseverance. Strength. The number 8 in tarot is the strength card.
And it's infinity too.
Infinity, yeah.
I think that's the message.
I have 2. I pulled the same card, exact card that I pulled at the beginning when we asked about the message from Spirit, which is the today I choose about the support card. So I get the support card, and I also get the Great Big Love card. Great Big Love is about love, that deep connection. It can be romantic, it can be spiritual. And so the message is that there's so much support and higher vibrational energy pouring into the Ukraine. So just letting the Ukrainian people know there is so much support, not just the, I have to put this delicately, like the UN support or the Russian sanctioned support, not the financial, like that kind of, or the superficial, we're praying for you. No, there is some legit energy being poured into that country, that region, the people. And then I also get Queen of Wands, that supportive thought, and then also 6 of Wands victory. So just, it's going to be a rough road, but you've got a lot of support. A lot of support. Some way, somehow, through this devastation, there will be some victory.
I got the same thing. I really did. It's really tough. It's really, really tough, and it's a very heavy load. It's the maximum that you can carry on your back. But there is opportunity in this. You are supported. There is help. And there's angelic assistance as well. Help each other, and you'll get through it. And I feel like there's a real deep intuitive sense that they can feel too. It's like, listen to your inner God voice, because we're talking to you, we're guiding you, we're trying to help you.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm going to do something different. I pulled Ancient Forest and I was skimming the book to see what it said, and I'm going to read it as the mouthpiece for the trees to the Ukrainians, because it's a beautiful prayer. It's absolutely beautiful what's written in here. So, speaking to the Ukrainians, your roots go deep. Incredible, radiant, healing strength is available to you and grows within you. Do not doubt your abilities. You're so much more than you can possibly imagine. There's immense, unseen, but very real support around you. You are loved. You are cherished. You are grounded, stable, and strong as your spirit reaches into the heavens. So I offer these beautiful words to that group of people in love from the trees.
Wonderful.
Beautiful.
So I will admit I had trouble with this one. The cards are plain, but it sounds so after school specialists. Like it's, if you've seen a person with their head hung low and they were going through the roughest of times, and you pat them on the back and say everything's going to be all right. That's what this says, but it just sounded like a message that I couldn't deliver with sincerity, because I don't want to sound like a band-aid to some gaping wound, because this is not a little thing. This is not a famine. This is not COVID. This is someone bombing your country, literally. But I get resilience, that they can endure, that they will endure. It may not seem like it, but I get sovereignty. There is still a higher power at work. It sounds, again, very Disney Channel, but evil does not win. I know it doesn't care what it looks like. It's whatever the news shows you, whatever the magazines and the newspapers tell you. Oh, he's doing this today, and oh, he just did that today, and oh, he did something else horrible today. It does not win. I don't care how long it takes. It will be uprooted. Evil does not win. It cannot. Change. Change is hard sometimes. Sometimes it is the hardest thing to endure. But you can. You got resiliency. And there is still something at work. Evil cannot win. That's not even a will not. Maybe, no, it cannot. It's not even possible. So hang on. Trouble don't last always.
I have the same message. Trouble doesn't last always. They're saying that, yes, you're in a storm, there's chaos, there's darkness and lightning, and it's very scary, but the truth will come out. The truth will out. The truth will out, because you have family, the family of man, the family of humans on the planet who actually care, who want to see you thrive, who want to see you safe, who want to see your country purified of the virus that it now suffers from. But they want to tell you that there is joy on the other side of pain. That's what I have.
Yeah, I get justice and victory over the devil. So they're showing me there's healing for the refugees. They're showing me that the angels are protecting and working with them for their sovereignty, their power, their independence, their ability to stand on their own as a country. So they're showing me just hang on, hang on. Anybody else? Did everybody go? Well, I'm just going to light a candle and then we'll mute our microphone so Judy can do a little sound healing for us to close with. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Ariel, we surrender to your mercy, compassion, and healing. We thank you for protecting the people of Ukraine, the refugees as they're making their way through safe passage. We thank you for protecting those who are staying within their country to fight for their sovereignty. We thank you for bringing awareness to the Russian soldiers who are learning what the truth of the mission is, helping them to see, to lay down their arms. We thank you for bringing information into the Russian citizens to make them aware of what is going on with this war. We thank you for divine order for Ukraine. I don't know where I am, but I'm way up out of my body. Lifted up and out.
I get the mind mush every time. I just go.
Right out of my head.
Felt that in my solar plexuses. All
Yeah,
four
my
of
whole
them.
Yeah.
body is vibrating and chills up and down my arms and legs.
I love that thing.
This is the gong that when you are right in front of it, it's just like,
I kept seeing a phoenix rising from the ashes too.
Mm-mm.
Getting a visual on a phoenix.
I've been lifted.
yeah, and I was putting shields around everybody in Ukraine to keep. Somebody wrote in the chat that air raid sirens were going off, and I'm like, oh, not on my watch. You know?
That was really wonderful. And Jen Lynn, I wanted to thank you so much for praying for the Russian soldiers. And I've been praying for them to find for empathy and compassion and understanding and enlightenment. And I, you know, sometimes we forget to pray for.
But they don't. They may not necessarily want to do this and don't agree with it, but they've got to fulfill their job.
There's
Well, it's their duty. They don't really get paid. So job is really
even with the the propaganda, that's all they get on their news and TV. There are people that are using VPNs to access outside information from websites that they're blocked from. So they're getting around it to get to the truth because they realize, okay, why is everything shut down? Why can we not access Twitter and YouTube and blah, blah, blah? They're realizing something is wrong in the world, you know, and they're trying to.
TikTok has completely blocked Russian accounts. It's very interesting. And I'm just saying that the activity has been very, very different. I'm just going to put it that way. You can research it. There's been articles already written, but
Facebook, Meta, McDonald's, Pornhub, everybody's like, no. You get no access to. It's bad when McDonald's is moving out of Russia.
It's bad when Pornhub moves out.
It's will help others to realize they need to protest in bigger masses. They've already been protesting and risking their own lives and everything, but
bless them, because that's protest in the country where you can't. Yeah, that's a big deal.
Well, thank you all for joining me. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you to everyone who's donated tonight or just able to join us. We've raised over $5,100 so far. Check back because people will watch this later and donate later. If you're unable to donate, if you go to World Central Kitchen's YouTube channel and subscribe to them, help them get their subscriber count up so they can have their own donation button on their videos. They don't have 10,000 subscribers yet.
Oh.
You have to have 10,000 subscribers to get the donate button. So
that's what. Okay.
Yeah. So this.
But you don't have to be monetized to get it.
You gotta have 10,000 subscribers.
So okay. That's good.
Yeah, that's why. Like when we do fundraisers, it's usually on mine or Johnny's channel because we got enough subscribers now. We can do them. But thank you everyone for joining us, and be safe. Don't watch too much news because it will bring your energy down. Go have coffee with a friend somewhere. Bye, everybody.
30 days of positive thinking. Rose.
That's it.
Look at that. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Love you guys.